After all the ways this institution has let me down, I still believe in it so much. I think it's why it still hurts. In just 1 year after starting Enactus, we'll be presenting circuits at Nationals and helping UNSW come runner-up. The year after, circuits will again be presenting at Nationals, but this time helping UNSW get its first ever national championship and sending UNSW to the World Cup. But in just 1 year after, circuits and I will be retaliatorily dismissed from Enactus after whistleblowing on sexual harassment by the execs. The whole project would collapse, and I'll be bullied to the point of wanting to die. People are asked by the Enactus president who an Enactus you would for. People were also asked and teased about their body count, the number of people they had sex with. There were questions and jokes about sucking. Keep in mind, this was a road trip with new members that joined a little over a month before. There were other behaviors by execs and above that has now been deemed as sexual harassment. I thought all these behaviors were deeply problematic and that I needed to speak up, not just for myself, but others who got it way worse. The sexual harassment was uncomfortable, but the bullying and retaliation for me speaking up was brutal. In that same October leadership meeting, the execs called and won a vote that there was no sexual harassment by them. Can you imagine how this kind of gaslighting would mess with a victim's head and make them question their own reality? Alongside being yelled at, interrogated, intimidated at that meeting, that was enough to send me into what my psychologist later described as a trauma episode. For a couple of days, I had crazy levels of distraction, disorientation, emotional volatility, and memory gaps. The most brutal was at the end, when the execs held a shammy jam vote to dismiss me, humiliating me and relentlessly lying about me in front of the entire 100 plus people of Enactus UNSW. These students' execs effectively destroy my standing in an organization I've dedicated 4 years to, and severely damage my reputations and ability to further build the once promising circuit social startup. I don't think the Enactus execs are fully responsible for me wanting to die. Enactus Australia, ARC, and UNSW, all these institutions are supposed to protect students, but they refuse to step in. I went to them with strong evidence of sexual harassment and victimization, and in clear terms explained that I was being bullied to the point of wanting to die. But rather than trying to help, they are all too busy shifting the blame, deferring the issues to each other while the harassers remain in power. What Enactus need is a culture of empathy, accountability, integrity, and the courage to stand up for yourself and others. I hope others in Enactus would join me in speaking up against gender violence, discrimination, bullying, and victimization. If you have experienced any of these abuses at Enactus or beyond and are ready to share your story, I want to hold space for you. If you're a perpetrator or enabler ready to come clean, I want to hold space for you. And if you have criticism about Enactus or ideas about how to better the culture, I want to hold space for you. I, myself, am a victim, and I'll always be one if I don't stand up for me and others. No one should suffer at the hands of institutions that would cover up misconduct, reward the abusers, disregard truth, integrity, and accountability, and neglect the trauma of victims. Right now, I'm in the Blue Mountains, I'm working part-time in a holiday retreat in exchange for food and stay, slowly building myself over the last 3 months. I want to give psychics another go eventually, but that can't happen until I know the important work we do at Enactus is protected.